Okay, hopefully we're live. Welcome to Lucky Hit Plays Wonder Boy The Dragon's Trap, a 27 remake of my favourite game as a kid. Let's see. We're going to see how quickly we can get this done. I've been practicing a bit. I can't promise that it's going to be like a world record kind of thing, but it's, you know, I'll do the best I can. This is ShelvedGamer, and this was a game that I played when one of my earliest memories. Oh, hey Gaga Man. 1989 this game came out. I didn't play it in 1989, but it was one of those games that was just always in our collection. Hey Murray Curry, welcome to the stream. Good start. And it's one of the games that my brother had growing up, and I don't know where it came from, but it was just there, and I played it a lot more than he did, because he didn't really like video games. But that worked out fine for me. So this is a remake. It came out in 2017. This is made by a French development team called Lizardcube. And the main developer was a guy called Omar, who made the Mecha emulator for Master System. Oh, good. Tell me if there's any issues with sound levels. Oops, that's my first screw up to my run. Nothing too major, but you get a little, save a bit of time if you go to retro mode there, because you don't get that little splash screen. Oh yeah, Monster World. I played it quite a bit later. I think I even got introduced to Monster World by you, in fact. But that was quite a quick defeat of the Mecha Dragon, thankfully. So I made up for that little error. Let's see. I haven't got this down to an exact science, but there is a way to sort of get over the randomness of these falling blocks here. I'm not very good at it, I'll be honest. Like so. A lot of the speed of this run will come down to RNG of whether I will get lucky with a boomerang early or not. But it won't be the end of the world if I don't. Oh no. You can do that a lot faster if you don't get hit by that first random block. I only really played this one as a kid. I guess you could say I started off strong, because I still think this is the best one. Not to say I dislike any of the others, because I think Monster World on the Mega Drive is great, and I think Monster World 4 is really good as well. I could never really get into the original Monster World game. A bit harsh, that one. Let's see. I should get that hard, but I'll get it later. Should be fine. There won't be any major skips. Technically in the speedrun community it is counted as a major skip. There will not be any glitches, but there are a few skips. So don't really bother getting the equipment at the start, because that just requires farming, and to be honest, everything basically dies in one hit here. You don't need it. Just about being a bit more on the ball than that. Like that. I don't expect to get a boomerang, because that's one of the rarer drops, for good reason, but you know, it wouldn't hurt. Just get over that. Oh no, that's bad. Better be careful here, don't want to go back. So I was stupid. There we go. That's nothing in there, is it? No. Cool, so we got the key. Hopefully we got enough to get the oh, just enough gold to get the mithril sword. we're on our way to the desert. Shouldn't have really took the chance to not get that heart, because that could have been the end of me, but we made it. So now we're on our quest to become Mouse Man. Oh, good start, good job. For some reason I thought I was already in the desert. Nothing too major. Could do with some hearts, but I'm sure we'll make it through. We do have the elixir. Oh, boomerang, very nice. Have it. Well, it comes as no surprise, but the boomerangs are particularly good because they come back to you and they hit rather hard. Once you get a few boomerangs, you can just spam them, and that's pretty much the secret to getting through the Daimyo castle, because that's not a good time otherwise. Especially if you're like speedrunning it, because you're not going to have much equipment. Sod off. This bit's tedious, but we do want the heart. I'm going to try and get all the hearts, even though this is not necessarily optimum for speed. It's probably save me time in the long run if I'm going to die. Oh, a second boomerang. Okay, that's very nice. Luck favours me today. And really, when it comes to magic in this game, I like, obviously having a boomerang is essential, but I find the tornadoes handy because they do strike enemies below you when you're on elevated surface, and the lightning's really handy for messing up the enemies' patterns. That's the wrong way. So that can be handy once again in the Daimyo Castle. If you don't have boomerangs, you can make do with just lightning. Oh, bit of a waste, but oh well. That's what I get for not having armour. Shame. I might have to practice hard mode or nightmare mode, I think it's called. One of the harder ones. See if I can do those a bit faster. Maybe we can do that one day. I'll make it through this one. A lot of it is just knowing what enemies you can just skip, you know. When I was younger, I used to hate being Lizard Man, but he has his benefits. Just having projectiles is just handy. He's not got the best defense in the world or anything like that, but it's not the worst either. I won't be going for the Gallic sword. This isn't, like I say, it's not 100%, so I'm not going to be going for the best sword because it just isn't necessary for the sake of this. But I will get the legendary gear. Yeah. Normally wouldn't have got that if I had an elixir, but just to be safe. Oops. Yeah. I was always learning new things with this game. Quite a few of the secret walls I didn't know about. Obviously that one you have to know, because otherwise you're not going to beat the game. But, you know, like the one in the far wall, didn't know about that one growing up. There's quite a few hidden shops I didn't know about as well. Okay, Mouse Man. It's not too bad, time-wise. See, Mouse Man has some benefits for being small. He can dodge some things, but as per that, you can't dodge that. But he obviously has short range. He doesn't have the best defense in the world, but it's not terrible. I've seen worse. Anything here? I forget. Dancing shield. Nah. Nah. We're fine. I'm very chuffed about having two of those things early. Hang on. No, I can't get down there yet. Never mind. 2 boomerangs. We don't want to die and lose them. That would suck. Right, on our way to the jungle. Because I've got so much money, I could go back and get the Prince gear with some of this stuff in a bit, but I'm not going to do that because it's too much backtracking. As much having the Prince armor would be bloody handy. It shouldn't be necessary in theory. Hey, Carla. Catch me as I've now turned into Mouse Man. I say, if anyone has requests to, like, whether they want the music changed or the sound effect changed, I can do that, no problem. This place, when I was younger, used to, I say frighten me, but it used to, I used to not like doing this because it just used to be a bit sort of like stressful. And I don't know why, because, you know, it's mainly these sort of bits. Maybe I should still be stressed out by it. Oh, nice. I like that. Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Like, not counting the Daimyo Palace, this is probably one of the more stressful parts of the game, simply because one of the green Cyclopses can take out like 2.5 hearts in one hit. Theoretically, it won't hit you, but, you know. Oh yeah, Piranha Man. I could put the retro sound effects on. I like the retro sound effects. There we go. Yeah, the sunken ship, yeah, that can be quite hard, especially if you don't have the tornado magic, because there's some pretty hard hitting enemies in there. One of the aspects I like about this game, and it's just like the sheer amount of dedication Omar had to this project, is this is essentially the same code. You know, you can literally, this is the original game, as you can see. You know, just touched over. It's completely reverse engineered. This is the sort of thing you'd expect from M2, you know. Keep forgetting I've got boomerangs. Should probably use them more. I don't think this is as quick as I was doing the other day in my speedruns, but we're going to make up time with those boomerangs, I think. Because when you have to buy them, if you get unlucky and you have to buy them, they're 600 gold a pop, and that's just tedious to collect. Money better spent on other gear. It's these guys who can do you in if you're not careful. He's going to walk off the edge because I took too long. Oops. No big deal. I never used to use magic much when I was younger in Wonder Boy, because I saw them as consumables and I was like, I don't want to waste them, but then you just don't get any benefit then. It's the whole Final Fantasy and Elixir thing, you know. They added an extra sword into this game in this version called the Galax Sword, and you have to do this, like, essentially challenge area, secret challenge areas. You do all 5, and for one for each form, and it basically makes magic drops a lot better. It's a little bit pointless, but you know, it's nice to have, especially on the harder difficulties. I used to swear like he was Mickey Mouse when I was younger on the original version because of the black ears. Oh, whoops. Keep forgetting I'm not strong enough to hit the blue ones, kill the blue ones in one hit yet. So when you play hard mode, and by extension nightmare mode, they add in yellow enemies, and oh, they suck. Pretty much every like, a lot of those can like one hit kill you. You know, it's not that unreasonable for them to do that. But it's one thing on the hard mode because you can still get hearts even though you lose life over time. But in the hardest difficulty, you just can't pick up. There's no hearts. So here we go, the most tedious boss in the game because it's boring and it's completely RNG because just whether you're going to get the high damage when you hit him. Background's so nice. That's one of the things I really did appreciate them adding, because the bosses were a bit plain before with the backgrounds. We're doing good survivability wise, because like I say, we've got 2 elixirs and we've got 2 boomerangs. It's pretty solid. You know, we're not lacking for equipment really. I'll show you where like the glitch is for this game to do a major skip, but I'm not going to do it because I can't. But I'm also not going to because it'll take some of the fun out of the game, I think. It's harder in this version because the original game only ran at 30 frames per second, and this one runs at 60. You need to do the glitch a lot faster. It's so good. Like, this is my favourite remake of all time, just hands down. It's my favourite. I mean, obviously it's one of my favourite games, but it's just handled with so much love, you know. That's just an elixir in there. I could have done the skip there, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right, so we pop. We're on our way to get the magic ring now. This way, having the boomerangs is handy early on. Just gonna check. Should be fine, but just gonna check. Yeah. 70. Yeah. Oops. I feel like I'm spoilt lately with remakes of and like sequels to like some of my favourite game series. Like I say, because we got Monster Boy as well, which is just a wonderful sort of spiritual successor. Why do they take so long to die? This is where runs go to die. Oh, good start. Because these guys, especially the green ones, like to really sort of knock you off into the lava. Now, I'm just too afraid to use my boomerangs too much because I'm worried I'll lose them, but I shouldn't be. Oops. It's fine. I would love that, but I'm not going to go back for it. Not in respect of time, we're not going to bother. We won't be hurting for elixirs. Oh, God's sake. Maybe I should have done. What's going on here? There we go. There we go. It's not perfect. That was a bit sketchy, but there we go. Need that. See, that will stop me taking damage from the lava. Happens to me every time I do this. Always get caught by that bloody head. Cool, cool, cool. But those interested in speedruns, I really recommend Tina Plays. She's a speedrunner for Wonder Boy and she's got it down, basically. She was at GDQ actually with Omar there as well, and he was explaining the mechanics as it went on. It was quite fun to watch. Right, so we have to become Mouse Man here, so we can do a bit of wall climbing. And we'll do I hesitate to call it a sequence break, but we are going to do a mild bit of trickery in a bit. We shall see how it goes. Yeah, that was a good one for me. What I love about this game is the magic. You used to actually have to equip a specific sword to use the block breaking ability, which is just tedious, you know, and that's no longer necessary. Thank God. Yeah, yeah. He obviously knows his stuff. Now, we are going to need to grind a teeny tiny bit. Just a little bit. It'll be worth it in the long run. Because first we want the lucky sword, because that's just going to help with collecting money later, but we also want the Muramasa. In fact, we'll get the lucky sword later, because we don't need it for the Muramasa, because we'll get that just from this, I think. Just a tiny bit, just a bit. It's both a nippy run and a come grind with me here. The only thing I really like to grind out is to get the Prince armor and the Knight shield, because I'm not confident in going through the Daimyo Palace without it. Theoretically possible, but theoretically I'll have to do the Daimyo Palace several times, so... So normally you wouldn't do this because you just wouldn't think to, but we did. And we're going to get the magic saber now as well, because might as well while we're already Mouse Man. We're making pretty good progress. I mean, we're most of the way through Piranha Man now, so love that old chest noise. Too close. Massa. We're going to become Fishman now, and we'll actually get on with his dungeon. So one of the main reasons, like, I don't know, Fishman should feel like the longest one, but it just doesn't. And even though he has the most, like, general backtracking. Shogun Shield, that's fine. That's better. And then Massa Blade. Off we go then. Took me a while to find this when I was younger. Didn't know where, I should have known where to go, but I just didn't know because I didn't know how to get the magic ring when I was younger. So or bracelet, whatever it is. I don't 100% know if we need that, but I'm not taking any chances because can't remember if I've missed any hearts. I don't think I have. It's good to know I have a speedrunner. I don't remember if I did this right. I must admit, the boss of this one can either be bloody easy or bloody hard, depending on whether you just get him in the pattern quickly. Because he will quite literally walk into it, otherwise, if you get it down right. But, little note for anyone who actually is interested in playing this, it is on the deal of the day on the European eShop, which is just like, you know, great timing, you know, so if you did want to get it, I don't know how cheap that makes it, under a tenner I'm sure. Don't even think it was much more than a tenner when it was new, and I think it's like 60% off at the moment. It's just one of those things though, it's like it has a physical edition, so it's like, oh, I don't know. I've double dipped on this already because I bought it on PS4 at launch when I didn't have a Switch. And then Switch was getting a physical edition, so I was like, well, I guess I'm buying this again. Oops. Oh my god, though. All the ghosts. When you get the yellow ghosts in hard mode, they will insta-kill you. So you walk into them, you're dead. Simple as. Don't need that. No, I'll take that, though. Nice, nice. Yeah, those guys can really end you if you're unlucky. Ah. It's fine, it's fine. Just bop me over there. It stressed me out initially because you lose life over time, but it's very satisfying, especially like just hard mode. Like if you go onto like the what's it called, difficulty, where you've only got one heart, that's a whole other story. But hard mode is quite satisfying, just to see the new enemies really. You can start off and all. I'll take that, thank you. Right. That's how neatly we can get this done. Very nice. Oh god. Oops. There we go. Not too bad. Flubbed it a bit at the end, but that's not too bad. Alright, so now it's a bit of a... Cheers, thank you. It's a bit of a choice here, because I do need to grind some gold, but I could get the Tasmanian sword first, which will just make grinding for gold slightly easier. And I am going to need the Tasmanian sword, and I can collect gold along the way, so we're going to do that. So it does mean I will have to at least go through the caves. Right, how are we equipment wise? Muramasa, yes, yes, yes. Now, I'm convinced that the Tasmanian sword was not designed to be used how it was. I think it was just like, it was a debug tool. It basically allows you to switch forms on the fly, but on the Mars system it was very tricky. You had to sort of jump and hold up on player 2 while pressing A on player 1, or 1 on player 1, whatever one is. So I think it was not really intended to be used by the player, but they've added it in this version, so you just press up and attack when you're jumping while having the Tasmanian sword equipped, which just makes life a lot easier. But this, for me, without a doubt, the hardest part of the game, you know, like when playing normally. When you get to the actual castle, that is not so bad here. What I like about the remake as well, you wouldn't know that is there, but just for the sake of this, there's a place to heal there, and they sort of put that little broken sign there as a little hint, which I appreciate that. I think one of the things that made me better at this game is knowing what enemies I just don't need to fight, like those ones. I used to always like thought I have to beat them or I can't go past them, you know, but they're no problem. Oops. There's a little secret for you there. Right, I didn't get the lucky sword. Doesn't matter, it's fine. Hypothetically, it's fine. I think that's enough for the Tasmanian sword. If only just. I mean, I may not even need the armour, but I don't feel confident going through the Daimyo Castle without it, just in case, you know. Okay, cool. So I'm sorry I have to bore you a little bit with a bit of grinding, but it'll be over soon. I think we need about 2,000 odd, which will go by quicker than you think once we get the lucky sword. I say I don't mind going in without it if people want me on the chat to do that. I can't promise I'll make it through alive. That will be the only thing. Yeah, this has been sort of, like I say, it's a bit of a tricky thing. If you haven't played this a lot, or just don't know to look there, some of those secret rooms are quite hard to find, and they, like I say, they have like important weapons in them. I mostly want the Prince Armor, because what the Prince Armor does, it has a hidden effect that it will increase the drop rate of hearts. Which I can tell you that even though it goes down, your armour is not as good as it could be. There are better bits of armour. It is more useful to have the hearts. No, don't risk it. I agree. So I could probably get away with not having the Knight Shield, maybe, but I very least want the Prince Armor, and I want at least another boomerang. Because I know with 3 boomerangs I can kill most enemies with a 3-hit combo. It goes by quite fast. Cool. Let's have a look then. So I say I could have gone back and got the Prince Armor earlier on in the game, but then I wouldn't have been able to get the Shogun gear, which might have overall made it harder for Mouseman to get through. So I can't afford the Knight Shield, but I may not need it. Let me see what my defense is like without it. 141. It don't actually put it up by that much. We're going to go in without it because we're cool like that. Because it will save us a bit of time. But I did forget something though that I do need to do. I might have got lucky, but I was, you know, I might not have got another boomerang. Wrong weapon. I do want another boomerang, and it's another little secret the game doesn't tell you. And there is a magic shop in town, but it's quite well hidden. I will show you where it is. We need at least 600 and something for it. That's plenty. So I could get the Knight Shield with that, but eh. So you go down here where you got the heart originally, and then there you go. Hidden magic shop. That can be very handy. Ooh. Cool. There's also a hidden elixir shop, but you do need to be Hawkman for that. I'll show it for the sake of showing it when I get there, but I would love it if I could, you know, straight run through here one day without getting any equipment. I mean, obviously it's theoretically possible, but those ninjas. Ooh, those ninjas. It's not even so much the boss, you know. Famous last words. But, those ninjas are annoying. Especially when mixed with the samurai who sort of love jumping back and throwing stuff at you. Just a gauntlet, really. Oops. So you're seeing, at least here, I'm not taking much damage from walking into things and such, you know, but that probably will change inside the dungeon. Oops. Oh, wrong way. Oh, I've taken quite a bit of damage. I did not realise. There we go. Let me use an elixir here. Is there a good reason for this? Because this elixir's farmable as long as you reset your game. Ta-da! As long as you go back to the main menu and come out all like chest items that have money and stuff reset. So if you know where the elixir ones are, you can get free elixirs. Alright, here we go. Wish me luck. Well, first basically I thought the game was broken for a bit when it weren't playing the music. But it was because it's a slow starting song. Oops. That's fine, that's not too bad. Best not to give those samurai too much breathing room because they will take the piss. Oh. Yeah. Okay, here we go. They are nice enough if you can make it to the boss room to have put a secret elixir door in here, so we can afford to lose an elixir without really input out. Thank you. Can do with less of that. They're the guys you got to watch out for. No, wait. Or is it the other way around? No, it is those ones. Blue's bad. So yeah, it makes a bit of a difference having the boomerangs. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Unfortunately now we can't really make use of this elixir. But we can get that. I suppose we don't need to make use of the elixir. Didn't even need the shield. His bark is worse than his bite, really. There is a tactic to doing this guy really simply, but I just haven't really got it down yet. There we go. I just bum rushing. Oh, and now we are Hawkman. Now life sucks. There is a Hades armor shop up there, which is handy because that acts as a revive, but we're not going to do that. So now we're Hawkman. He doesn't like water. He doesn't like really anything, to be honest. Yeah, Tasmania sword for some reason is stronger with him. Don't know why. So now we're going back to this. Thank you. It was a bit rough, but you know, he's dead. I'm not. So we're now heading back. Now we've got Birdman to the original castle, so we can get the legendary gear. This blew my mind when I was younger, being able to do this. Just sort of going back to the start. It's like that Metal Gear Solid moment when you go back to Shadow Moses. I haven't done it at all in this. You are, like I say, you are supposed to switch to retro mode whenever you go into a boss room because the little splash screen won't play, which is marginally quicker, but it isn't really that necessary. It'll save you a couple seconds. Oh yeah, this song was one of those songs that just I wanted to have on cassette as a kid, you know. Here's another little trick you can do. So we go back in there. Lots of money. Which we are going to need, because that shield is expensive. The legendary shield. Don't know if that's enough, but we're going to see. We're definitely going to see. I suppose it would be better to be Lion Man here because, you know, he hits harder than Hawkman, but still, no biggie. So legendary armor's in here of one of the enemies. Probably should pick up the gold I see because, you know. There we go. Should have equipped already, but it didn't. Oops. It's a bit shaky, but oh well. Can't remember exactly how much it is, but we will see. Ah, no, we're just short. It's alright though, it's not too bad because we can just fly over there. Reuse this. This and one more gold key is all we should need to purchase now. One thing I love about this game is a small attention to detail is that the sprites are not just flips when you turn them around. The shield and the sword are actually thingy. But if you, unfortunately in the remake that isn't the case because the assets would have just been too much to draw twice over for the other direction. So it does not do that here. They sort of flip hands. There's a really good YouTube video about it, about the art of this game. But in the original, they had independent. You know, if they were right-handed, they were right-handed, and that was it, you know. It's a small thing, but, you know, oh, I haven't got enough for the key. I don't know I'm going to beat my records, but we will see. Coming up to 45 minutes. But it is just the final dungeon now, so we will see. We've got 3 elixirs, we've got 3 boomerangs. Yeah, exactly, the Metroid games. So here's the secret elixir shop, for those wondering. And there's a Thunder there as well. Thunder you can buy. So it's kind of handy, but elixirs are so expensive at this point, it's probably better just to try and find one in the wild. Nope, magical saber. Right, it's time to take on the final dungeon. Which is not as hard as I used to find it when I was younger. Oops. Is that where the... No. I always forget where the heart is in here. Not that we really need the final heart. I can't see us necessarily dying in here, but... Just remember I got these. Oh no, it's down there. Whoops. Is it here? Yeah. Might as well pick it up while we're here. It's not too bad so far. There's a light man here. Cool, cool. That's not far now. I know we might beat the score, we'll see. So don't jinx it. Don't Jackson it. Not too bad, not too bad. There we go. And there's this arsehole. Probably should just avoid him. It's fine, it's fine. We're almost done now. Okay, here we go. One small thing I think is underrated about Birdman though, or Hawkman or whatever you want to call him, is that he does actually have a shield that blocks on 2 levels, where like Lion Man doesn't. So there, you know, there are benefits to it. Oh, go up the bloody thing. There we go. No, it did this last time. It sort of weirdly glitched out. I can change forms for some reason, so I went back into the menu. Right, here we go. He's not all that, to be honest. But he's one of those things where the designers intended you to fight him as Hawkman, and he just isn't. He's a much harder if you're only going to use Hawkman. But I ain't doing that. Oh, he's nearly dead. Get down there. There we go. And time. Thanks for sitting through that. That was quite fun for me to play again. We'll see what our time is after the credits. Unfortunately, you can't skip them. Thanks for sitting in on this. This is one of those personal games that's really important to me. Like there's a game, like there's your favourite game, and then there's the game you're most nostalgic about, and this is a game that sort of straddles that line. You know, it's the one game definitely the game I'm most nostalgic about. I don't know if it's my favourite, but it's up there. I think it was sub an hour. I think so. It's hard to say, to be honest. What I don't know is if the game counts the credits towards your time, because when you see speedrunners call it, it's the second that they collect the salamander cross. So if the game counts the credits, I've done it a lot. I've actually completed it in a lot less time, but I think it doesn't count the credits. I think it literally is just the moment you collect the salamander cross. Maybe that's something I should talk to in the to speedrunners about. I've got them on my Discord, the Wonder Boys speedrunning community, and I might actually ask that. So I mean, maybe I'll practice up hard mode or even nightmare mode, and maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll do that. It may not be a speed run, but maybe we can get it done on the channel. Love this song. I love that on the Mart system, this game got through censorship with the pig guys who were smoking. I can't believe that slipped through. I know it's not Nintendo, but still, you know. Yeah, who man? I think it's called, I can't remember if it's called Who Woman or Who Girl when you're playing as Wonder Girl. That was a fun little addition as well, just like adding sort of the ability to play as Wonder Girl, even though you don't really see it much. You know, they actually made an entire sprite, you know, for it. For like, you know, the 5 minutes you have it, not even 5 minutes, you know, for a couple minutes you have it at the start, and then when you do the post game if you really want to. So yeah, I mean, this Lizardcube has impressed me so far with every game they've made. I know I've said this on the podcast, but it's a Ryuichi Nishizawa. And I was a little bit concerned about Streets of Rage, I'm not going to lie, but you know, that also sort of knocked my socks off as well, so I've been very impressed. Yeah, I like that as well. I don't even know if I could source childhood photos of me, to be honest. Unfortunately, there's no classic mode, but if you switch to classic music here, there you go. This is quite neat. But there's actually a song afterwards that plays, which is only in this one. If you switch to classic, then you won't get anything. So there's Nicholas there in the credits, but they didn't have anything to do with our version, as far as I know. This isn't an import. I would do Monster Boy, but it's an infinitely longer game. You could easily spend 20 to 30 hours playing through that game. So I don't know, maybe one day. I've only played through that once. But what I like about this game is, you know, you can play this, and you can do it in an afternoon. You can do it in an hour. But you know, even if you're just trying to 100% it, or you don't know the game particularly well, it can take you about 5 hours. You know, and it's just a nice sort of way to spend an afternoon. It's one of the reasons I like Metroid games, is that you can just pick up Super Metroid, and it doesn't take you all day. You know, but it does take you more than, you know, 20 minutes to beat. You know, it's a good length. Well, I'm glad we got the sound levels all right. It's an improvement over the last stream. Yeah, it is the same with old Resi games. That's one thing I like about those as well. I was playing Resident Evil 3 on the PlayStation 1 the other day, and it didn't take me so long. You know, it's a nice sort of, I could just play it in the morning and be done by like mid-afternoon. Yes, it is. This is just pure class. This is made with a love not many games get when remade. You know, something that 57 minutes. I beat it by 1 minute. Yes, my new record. Very nice. So yeah, I definitely appreciate everyone sitting through this, sitting through me having my little, you know, nostalgia trip. So that's my new personal best. As you can say, it takes me substantially longer to do. Thank you. It takes me substantially longer to do the harder difficulties. Yeah, extreme and hard. You know, two plus that 2 to 3 hours. That is, to be fair, 100% run, but still, I don't think I can knock it under an hour. Definitely not. I know, maybe we'll see one day. Yeah, okay, I'll practice up hard mode and we'll do that sometime. Maybe extreme too, if people really, really hate me. Alright then, I guess I'll stop the stream there. Thanks for checking in, and we have more soon. In an hour? Yeah, in an hour. Okay. Bye.